Tervetuloa taideliveemme. Tänään jatketaan väreillä ja eikä siinä sen kummempaa. Hello and welcome, Tina.
Hello. Thank you for welcoming me. Okay, today we get to do color. We're going to be enjoying. We've done a lot of line work. We've studied in pencil. We've studied in a little bit of pen and ink. And now we get to enjoy the world of color. So we can use color in many different ways, but first we have to understand how color is in order. Okay, so we start off with our basic spectrum. Now, how did this spectrum even evolve? Well, Sir Isaac Newton was playing around with prisms and broke light into wavelengths. So these are interpretations of wavelengths. And the strange part about color is the color we see is the color that is not on the paper. Light hits this and it bounces into our eye, and our brain perceives this. Our eyeball and our brain receives these wavelengths. And so this is reflected to us. That means there is no yellow where we see yellow. There is no red where we see red. It's a funny thing, but color's very involved. Basic, we're going to start off with a color wheel. Okay, so this is going to go out of focus for a little bit because I have to draw a circle. So the first thing I want you to do is just a nice big circle. Okay. Then again, we treat things, it's easy to divide things if you think in terms of a clock. Okay. So of course we have 12, 3, 6, 9. But this is going to be just a little different. So if this is, we're going to turn our page just a little bit, and noon is going to be here. So we're going to come across here. Then 1, 2. Imagine this is 12. This is 2 o'clock. And we're going to come over here. Oh, this is a little uneven, but good enough. Good enough. Don't. Okay. I'm going to move it over here a little bit. Relax. Just divide it into 6 pieces. Move 2 spaces, move 2 spaces, boom. Okay. This is the start of our color wheel. It doesn't matter how goofy it is, it works out. Okay, so we're going to start off with what we call primary colors, the first colors. So primary, prima, first, prime. Your primary colors are red, blue, and yellow. Now, why are these primary colors? We can't make these colors. We can't mix anything to create these. So these are the first colors. Okay. I like to start off with yellow.
Eli päävärit.
Notice I'm just moving my arm, okay? I'm moving my whole arm, and you can cover the area really quickly. Now let's understand that we're working with either paint or pencils or crayons. We're not working with light. Light does interesting things when we're breaking up light and playing with light. It changes. So this is about paint or pencils or crayons. Okay. So yellow is, I like to call yellow a neutral because it's a magic color. It changes everything. Ooh. Okay. So you can put red here. Let's put red here. Now there are lots of different kinds of red, but just pick your basic red. This is called crimson red, and to me it's sort of not that pretty. It's very difficult to find good red pencils. They usually look slightly orange. I usually have to mix my pencils to get the red that I want.
Yeah, in this what I have, there's not actually red. There's different oranges, and then
Yes,
there's this. And
it's
this is the
really
closest one to red.
it's really frustrating. I have looked for the proper red pencil. No, I haven't found it yet. We can find it in watercolor. I can find it in some pens, but not in pencils. I don't know why.
Interesting.
Frustrating. Okay, I'm sure you've noticed now we have color white, color white. So our next color, our next primary is blue. I'm using an ultramarine blue. We can talk about cyan blue. Cyan blue is used in printing, and it's even called true blue. Okay, but for this example, we're going to use the ultramarine blue. Now the rainbow we see in the sky is working with light. So we're not trying to duplicate a rainbow. We are making a color palette, two different things. Now, if you go to an art class or if you're in an art school, you can spend 6 months studying color. You can spend, I did not understand color truly for about 3 years. After studying color for 3 years, then I could make any color I wanted. Now, this is a very important thing, okay? Everybody who wants to do a proper painting, you have to know this. This is what's happening. This is where it's at. Okay, I'm going to start up here with my yellow, and let's see what happens when we move yellow into these colors. So if I take yellow and red and I put them together, I will get orange. Oh, let me use it. There we go.
Are you using just orange? I was doing like mixing these.
Oh no, we'll do that later.
Okay. I'll switch to yellow. Thank you, orange.
Okay, now these are our secondary colors. So we're getting orange, and then now we're going to go in this direction. Okay, we're not going to go this way. No. We're going to go here to here. And we're going to get green. Yellow and blue make green.
Eli tämä on se, että kun yhdistetään punainen ja keltainen, niin saadaan oranssi. Ja nyt kun yhdistetään keltainen ja sininen, niin saadaan vihreä.
There are some scientists and also artists that have spent their entire adult lives studying color theory, how color affects us. It goes on and on. And I think it's important to pay attention to those people and what they have found. But I'm glad they did all the work, so all I have to do is read about it. I don't have to do what they did.
Yeah.
So we made orange, we've made green, and now we come to our darkest. So you can see this is light. This is why I put this together, light here. Now we're going to go to the dark. So what goes here? We have, it's funny, it has two names. You can call it violet or purple.
Or in Finnish, lila.
Or what?
Lila.
Lila?
Lila, yeah.
Ah.
It's also violetti, like violet.
Oops. Pick up the right pencil, Tina. I'm going, wait a minute, that's the same color. There we go.
Eli kun miksataan sinistä ja punaista, saadaan liila.
Lila. Whether I work in color or in black and white, it really depends on my mood. So right there, I know that color affects me. Sometimes it's too distracting and I really just want to work with line. So I will just work with black and white. Okay.
Yeah, my favorite is in the drawing is just pure ink and white paper. I don't know why, but I love it. No
It's
colors. I like it very much.
Well, when we're very newborn babies, color doesn't really register with us. We like black and white. This interested me because I was working with a nursery to design some baby-friendly art for premature babies. And babies really, these new babies really like black and white. It relaxed them, it soothed them. Color was too stimulating and they looked away from it. So kind of interesting. Okay, so now we have primary, secondary, and now we're going to get into, I hope I can spell it, tertiary.
Oh, that little bit to the center. Yeah, okay.
Okay, tertiary. And these are going to be combinations. So first colors, second colors, and third colors. So this is really kind of fun to do because we're going to start right here. So let's get our orange. We're going to get yellow orange.
Huomenta, Katja. Are you adding orange to the
just orange
yellow?
over this yellow? Just a little sliver of it. Okay, the way these are labeled now, you always put the primary first. So this becomes yellow, orange. Not orange, yellow. Okay, yellow, orange. So this will become red, orange. Some people say, oh, it's an orangey red, or it's Chinese red, or blah, blah, blah red, but technically it's red, orange. You put the primary first, so this becomes red, orange. So, of course, we see a lot of these in sunsets. So now, if we move here, we know how to label it. We put the primary first, so we have red, violet.
Ei nyt mulla on vaikea. Eikö ei oikein?
Now, when you look through color pencils, you're going to find an amazing assortment and a number of choices. So I have different blue violets. I have different red violets, and they'll be prettier than this. This is not very pretty, but this is more like a red violet here. So as we move around, okay, we're just going to keep going this way because it's easier. Okay, we have red violet, therefore we have now blue violet. Where's a nice blue violet? So the blue going over to the violet. And of course, now it's very easy to figure out. We've got, because we take our primary first, we've got blue, green. Let's pick a nice blue-green. This is the lighter blue. Now I can show you with the little darker blue. Let me make sure that's ultramarine. Yes. And now we have yellow-green. Look at that. It's a special pencil.
The camera doesn't show much the coloring.
I don't know if that helps or not. Well, they'll see it once they're doing it. All of the, I mean, I'm amazed that mine is as bright as it is. It usually dulls out. As you can see, it's very blue on camera here, luckily. Reds disappear, sometimes oranges disappear. This green looks dull, it's quite bright. So, we have to pay attention to the camera. Yeah. Okay. Now we're gonna get into the emotions of color. Okay. These are considered warm colors. I don't know if I have anything that's going to write on this except another color pencil. Here we go. These are the warm colors. Okay. And these colors, to a person that can see color, now there are colorblind people that aren't going to react to color the way sighted people that have normal vision will react. So if we see these on a cold day, we respond because it's like the sun and oranges and cherries and this nice warm seasonal feeling that we get from this. Okay, now over here, if this is warm, these are cool colors. We think of leaves and water, and nighttime is usually cooler than daytime. So these create a completely different set of emotions when we look at them. The next most important thing that we need to understand are complements. They're called complementary colors. I hope you can see. Can you see this? Am I on camera?
Yeah.
Complementary colors. These are opposites on the color wheel.
Eli vastakkaiset värit.
Okay. When I was little and I was trying to remember pairs or complements, I think of these as pairs. They do go together. So red and green are the first two that I remembered easily because it was like Christmas, red berries and holly leaves. So this was seasonal to me. Now, if you notice, every primary's complement will be a secondary color. Okay, so primary, because in your head, if you're just thinking, you might think, oh, red and yellow are opposite each other. No. Because this is a primary, it can't be an opposite to a primary. So these are your primaries. Your secondaries will always be the complement to a primary. So blue is a primary. This is a secondary.
Päävärit on sininen, keltainen ja punainen, niin nämä toissijaiset värit, mitkä yhdistetään esimerkiksi keltaista ja punaista, tulee oranssi, niin nämä ovat niitä vastakkaisia pääväreille. Eli oranssi on sinisen vastaväri.
Okay. So do memorize these. And the reason we need to memorize these is because we're going to do some beautiful art, not by adding black to make something darker or softer, but we're going to use its complement. So blue and orange, yellow and violet, red and green. And therefore, if you look right across, these are good to have on the wall. If you're going to be very serious about painting, make yourself a color wheel, stick it on the wall so you can see it and refer to it easily. Okay. Now, how do we use these things? This is a visual, how can I put it? A visual platform for creating mood.
Eli tunnetta pystyy väreillä kuvastamaan.
If I just want to draw and I don't want to use a lot of pencil lines, I really want to just work with color, I will start off with either yellow or very light green. This is actually a very light green. It's yellow green. Okay. So let's just start off very simply with, let's do a sunset. Okay. So I can start off with my horizon line. We're not even going to worry about thirds today because we're working on color. So I'm going to make a yellow horizon line because it's the lightest color. Notice that this is the lightest color. Your darkest color is not necessarily violet. It can be blue violet. I find that blue violet is darker than violet. Okay, so this is our lightest, and this is going to be our darkest. Maybe here. Okay. So let's go ahead and we have our horizon line. Let's make a sun. Let's make a sun. I have a lot of different yellows. You can play around and use different yellows, make it interesting. You don't have to just use one yellow. I have, I have a jar of yellows and oranges.
Oh, you have a lot.
Yeah. So I can use my yellow orange to give my sun some texture. We're not doing a Rembrandt, okay? This is not gonna hang in the Louvre.
Really?
Have some fun with that, okay? So now we can actually come in with a little bit of yellow orange, and we can darken the edge of the sun and keep this so we've got a little bit of roundness here. Oh, I know you're out of focus. You don't like too much white. There we go. We'll just leave you here for focus. Okay. Now you can take the side of your pencil and remember our radial movement. Don't make too many. This is just like a setup, okay? Just a little bit to set us up. Now let's look at what we've created. We already feel the warmth. My room is cold right now, but psychologically, I'm creating a warm situation. Now, you're going to come out very lightly, come out horizontally, just slightly diagonal. Okay, very lightly. These are like your guidelines. And then make small lines, short lines here. They're close together. Okay. As I move down the page, remember our foreshortening, remember our previous lessons of line density and background, middle ground, and foreground. These lines will be farther apart and bigger. Now, what am I doing here? I'm playing, okay? We're just going to have some fun with this. On top of the orange lines, put a little bit of bright yellow on the top, not on the bottom, on the top. Now, what's going on here? The orange is acting like a shadow. So we're not only using the orange as a color, but we're also using it as a shadow.
Eli keltainen tuohon päälle ja oranssi sen alle, niin se toimii oranssi vähän niin kuin varjona tuossa.
Okay. Now, because we did this orange really lightly, it's not gonna bother us too much. Okay, now we're going to think a little bit about the top here. There are clouds in the sky. We can say this is sunset or sunrise. There's a little difference, but let's say it's sunrise, okay? We're going to use our yellow, and we're going to make the bottom of some clouds. Just the bottom. The clouds that are far away from us are going to be small strokes. The clouds that are high are going to be coming at us. They're closer, so you can make bigger lines. Of course, some lines, some clouds are streaky, but we're using puffy clouds. Okay, let's go back to our orange now. And now the orange is above the yellow. Down here, the yellow was above. The yellow was towards the center as we go out. Now the orange will be above. So these rays that are coming out, the yellow rays, remember radius, we start here, we go out, like the clock. We're going out this way. So these rays will be hitting the bottom of the clouds. And these rays will be hitting the tops of the little waves in the water. Okay. So let's look at this now. Really appreciate what's going on here. We haven't put very much into this work yet, but we've set up a horizon. We are beginning to understand this is water. We've created a sky with clouds that are far away and clouds that are close to us. So everything that we've learned in the previous drawing lessons, it's here. It's all here. Smaller, larger, larger, larger. Okay. Well, let's take our blue pencil. I'm using the light blue. Remember, I have two blues. I have true blue and ultramarine blue. Let's see what we can do with these. We can start off with our ultramarine. Don't just go over it because it'll turn it to green, okay? We want to keep these colors separate. they're next to each other.
Eli ei kannata värittää päältä, kun siitä tulee vihreät sinisellä. Tuosta keltaiseen ja oranssi.
And it will turn, we'll get into what happens when you overmix things in a little bit. These strokes, now as I'm coming down the page, they're getting wider and maybe a little darker because there's the mist. Distance creates mist. So smaller lines, finer lines, distance. Then as we come down here, so just one pencil, you can get a lot of variety from by using pressure.
Eli totakin kannattaa treenata, paljonko lyykynä tai tuolla värikynällä painoa, niin saa erilaista tyyliä siihen.
Now underneath the orange, I can go a little darker, and that's going to create, still creating that illusion of light hitting the water. So there's more of a shadow there, and it's lighter here. Shadow. And we're using color, just color for this shading. The reason I'm pointing that out is a lot of people think, oh, I have to add black. I have to make things darker. I'm going to add black. And it's like, no, no, don't do that. It will just make it muddy or depressing. Okay, so.
I noticed when I started the art that I had this like a obsession to make black lines, like the borders really tough, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe tell a little bit more mental things.
Well, it's also a style. I mean, it is also a style. Now, do you notice that we've done this? We've created this shape, this trapezoid, okay, which makes us move in to the piece. It's pulling us in. It's giving us a pathway.
Yeah. Eli tää mikä se nyt olikaan suomeksi, trapesoidi, niin se ohjaa tonne aurinkoon.
I don't know why I'm erasing because we're going to go over it again. Okay, here we go. Dark blue. Now, I'm working fast, everybody. Don't, because of time constraints, okay? Draw slower than this. Don't, I gotta draw as fast as Tina. No, 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 no. You draw as fast as you. Take your time.
Joo, eli ihan rauhassa vaan kannattaa tehdä. Eikä kiirehtiä, vaikka me tässä nopeasti tehdäänkin. When I painted, I told you earlier that when I did the sunset in my kitchen cabins, and when I moved to the left side of the room, the light, this light on the water moves on the left side, and when I move to the right side, it moves to the right side, and I was so amazed that how can this be possible? I painted that and it reacts just like in real life. How can this be possible? What have I done?
You're a god. You're a god.
I just walked like many times. I was so amazed that why what happened? How can the paint switch as I move? How is it possible?
That's art. That is marvelous.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I have the texture of the pencil. And I'm not going to fight with the texture of the pencil. It's light and it's dark. Okay, that's great. So we take the dark and we make it a little darker. Just use the dark and make, oh, this is a nice dark spot. Don't get frustrated. Oh, I have to erase. Oh, no. Just relax, because you did small strokes here, right? Fine strokes. And as you get down here, you're using the flat or the pencil and you're putting more lines in. Use that as the surface of the water. Now, this is all a little crooked because of the camera and everything, but there. Because I'm drawing on a small surface, it's a little strange. Everything's slightly, it's like I'm on a boat. Which is okay. Okay. Now, this is the secret of painting. If you have a color somewhere, put it somewhere else. You don't have to use a lot of it. You can just use a little bit of it. You can just use a touch of this here and here. It doesn't have to be a lot.
Eli taas kannattaa vähän laittaa esimerkiksi sinistä vähän muuallekin. Pikkasen.
Okay. I'm looking at my work on the computer screen, and it has more depth than I'm really surprised at how much depth it has already. Okay, it's in Hawaiian we have a word kapukahi, which means it's crooked.
Kapukahi.
Yeah, but it's okay. We're gonna keep this as the horizon line. It's okay. Okay, well, what do we want to have happening here? If we look at photographs, you're going to see that it's darker here and the sky is lighter here. Okay, so it's dark going to light, light going to dark. I can, the sky is not necessarily blue, right? It's all kinds of colors. I've even seen green skies, which is, it's pretty scary, but they exist. Okay, so I'm gonna use some pink.
Okei, sitten väriä taivaalle.
You can pick just about any color you want. I would say keep it a little bit light. Radial movement, radius from the center here. If you go back and forth, you're automatically going to arc. So don't do that. Don't, because no, we want straight lines. So lift your arm and one line from center out. And then it's more correct. So I've used cool colors here with the complement of, so I've got blue and purple. I'm using yellow and orange. These are the complements. They pop off of each other. This is very noticeable. Okay. This purple shadow is very noticeable against the orange and the yellow. So we're using our complementary colors to help each other look very bright. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay.
Jos on kysymyksiä, niin saa laittaa.
I can come in with my pink a little darker now. I can even add little touches of pink. This is what the Impressionists did. Monet and Seurat and Van Gogh. They noticed the color reactions and kind of went, ooh, that looks cool. This pink from the sun hitting here, the purple creates a shadow, which gives the little cloud quite a bit of depth. I'm using the flat side of my pencil. I can use both the point and the flat side of the pencil, use different strokes. I'm using little circles to make things softer. I use the sharp point to emphasize the sun rays. Now, it's going to be darker out here because our main source of light is here, yes? So, I have a big choice to make. I can use circular lines. That's going to really emphasize that radial movement. But if I do that, I'm going to lose some of the emphasis of the sharpness. That's a personal decision. It's like Experiment. You can do the same drawing 50 times and it's going to be different. You're going to have 50 different pieces.
Eli kannattaa kokeilla. Tutkia ja leikkiä ja kokeilla.
When I'm teaching in a regular class, I have my students do 3 of the same drawing. We do a base drawing and then I make them do 3 copies, especially in watercolor.
Yeah.
And one starts off with yellow, one starts off with red, and one starts off with blue. Same drawing, completely different effects. And clouds cast shadows. It's really interesting to see cloud shadows happen. Okay, I'm left-handed. I have a tendency, it's comfortable. I'm going to work here more and more and more. Okay, watch that. If you're right-handed, work on the left side because you're probably it's easier to work on this side. So being left-handed, I have to pay extra attention to what I'm doing on the right side of the page. We all do it. So
kannattaa huomioida se, että jos on oikeakätinen, niin kannattaa huomioida se, että tekeekö oikeita puolta enemmän, ja jos on vasenkätinen, niin tekeekö vasenta puolta enemmän.
Ooh, it's got a little bit of a glow now. Okay. Ooh, you have scary clouds. you have cumulonimbus clouds happening.
Yeah, I wanted to do circular motion on them.
So, yes, okay. Circle motion, elliptical motion. This is horizontal. This is going to be calmer. As soon as we enter diagonals, like the sun is diagonal, it's dynamic. But as soon as I start raising things, it's going to change. Oh, I can do that here. But I'm using a light color. So if I change it now, ooh, let's go in with this purple. The darker colors also create distance because of the shadow. Shadows don't usually come at you. It's kind of scary, but it does create depth. So I want to match. Look how dark this is. I need a little bit of darkness up here so I can actually create a vignette. If I create this kind of vignette, it closes the piece in a little bit, like a frame.
Eli tummentaa tuolta taustalta, niin se vähän niin kuin tuo sitä sisäänpäin tuota teosta. Eli tuolta kulmista.
Now let's say I want a big cloud, but I want it in the distance. All you have to do is use smaller lines, smaller shapes, and it will make them farther away. This reminds me of Hawaii. I can actually smell the ocean when I'm drawing this. You get up early in the morning and you watch the sunrise, and the air smells different.
Oh.
It's fresh and salty and quite lovely. Okay, so I also want to point out we worked large. We did big strokes. Now, a former instructor of mine that gave me a very useful piece of information. He said, lay things out, especially in watercolor. If you want to, I will get into watercolor instruction later. But what we do is we block in colors. It's like a lens out of focus. And little by little, we sharpen it. So we have big spaces. And then we get smaller and smaller and smaller. If we start off small, it gives a different feeling. But now I've got everything blocked in. I can come in with some very fine detail. And again, as I move out, my detail will, even though it's detail, it's going to be larger than here. Small, bigger, 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 bigger. Remember, this gets mistier. It gets mistier and softer, so you can even bring up a little bit of mist over the sun using the opposite. This is all yellow. I'm using purple to dull down the yellow. Okay. Complements create something called neutral gray.
Eli vastavärit tekee tuollaista neutraalia harmaata.
Okay, neutral gray is created when all the colors are mixed. It's not pretty. It's not a pretty color. Okay. So neutral gray, when you mix any of these, it actually, I call it yuck brown. So if you want to make brown, you just mix everything together and you'll get brown. Let's see if I can do a demonstration of that. So if I take blue and I take red, you see how immediately it dulls down both colors. And then I can use yellow if I want to. But this is neutral gray here.
So basically, if I want to create a land here, I could just add everything.
Yes. Oh, okay. Let's add some land there. You want to add some land? Okay. Remember our horizon line rule. If things are really far away, okay. Look, I can make something really far away by keeping it above horizon, on horizon or above. Oh, it's really far away. As soon as I go below horizon, look at what happens. Boom. But then the water would react very differently here. Okay. So this is really far away. Ooh, let's play with this then. This is why if you really want things to light up, you start off with a light color. I did the purple so you could see the lines, but let's just get really dramatic then. Shadows are going to be cast depending on the shape of this and the depth of it.
Nyt mulla on punaisella vedetty maasto. Now I have red ground.
Okay, I wanna immediately correct this visual, which I can't change the horizon line at this point, but there. Can I? Could I? Let me see. I wonder. Let's see if I can change it. Now, this doesn't make sense with this. This is too small compared to this. If this were in a real situation, the sun would be much smaller. Much smaller. It would only be like that big. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's just an example. So I'm going to drop this down here. So you're going to go, that's really not right. It looks like it's behind the sun. So, okay. That makes more sense. There we go. Now, the best thing anybody can do is to just observe. So if you're going to go to the ocean or the sea or a lake and you want to draw things realistically, this is not obviously this is not completely realistic. This is theory, okay? Then you need to sit and observe. You need to just sit and pay attention to what is around you. And then you also need to look at the tides, how the water is moving, how the water is reacting. Is it still? Is there a current that you're not aware of? It can be very beautiful and still, and there can still be a very big current happening.
Yeah, when I was younger, I sometimes spent hours just looking at water, trying to find if there's patterns on the movement. And well, I used hours just by sitting like in a train station, just watching. I really loved that. And everyone was just amazed at what? You spent hours just sitting there? Yeah. I think it is fascinating.
It is. It's learning to observe the world.
Yeah.
This is one societal problem that you and I were talking about the internet and everything being so fast. Photography in the 1890s changed art. Artists didn't have to rely on their memories or hoping to catch the same thing again and again. They could capture it in photography and then alter their artwork accordingly. That being said, they were great observers, absolutely fabulous observers. So I'm introducing some of this color up here. Now, let's see if it works. I don't know if this is going to work or not. We'll see. Because this was a rather spontaneous drawing. We can lift out and use contrast. Okay, we can soften that. Impression of the sun. And then I can exaggerate it. It's you know, it's your universe that you're creating. So you can, I don't know if you've ever seen sun tunnels. They're really, I call them sun tunnels. Every now and then the sun and the clouds and the atmosphere will line up and you end up getting these rather interesting formations. Maybe it only happens because of the ocean. I'm not sure. But I just kind of go, wow. The sun is doing strange things. Or the atmosphere is doing strange things. In other words, it doesn't have to be completely realistic. Like I said, you're creating your own universe. You know, make things happen the way you want them to happen.
Yeah, like like my land is just mix of different colors, but it looks maybe not so sweet on the camera, but here it looks nice. I like it.
Oh, lots of different colors. This is the problem. We're always working with cameras, right? And the unpredictability of what can happen.
Yeah, it's interesting. Sometimes the artwork looks better on the screen, and sometimes it looks much worse. It's funny. Why? why it differs?
To me, it's really disappointing when you take a photograph of a painting that you really love, and it looks better on film. It looks better in the photograph than in real life, and then I get sad. It's like, but then I'll go back and work it a little bit more.
Yeah, that's the advantage. If it looks better on camera, you can okay, I work on the original. It can give some advice.
So this being pretty much what it is, we can radically change it now. Remember our horizon line and background, middle ground, foreground. So I don't know if this is going to work or not. It's an experiment, everybody. Okay? And this I'm using dioxazine purple, not black, but purple.
Sounded like some sort of drug medicine.
Yes, it does. Now, there are different things you can do with silhouettes. You can just keep, I'm going to keep adding darkness here to give it some thickness so it doesn't look just like a screen. And again, I'm using that radial movement. Here's my center, and I'm going out this way, yeah, to give thickness. And then I can have some fronds hanging down. Yes, we really actually do have coconut trees all over Hawaii. They really are amazing. And then
we don't have here in Finland.
I would be really shocked if you did.
I would like. I'm not sure, but I think there's bamboo that could survive in Finland.
Yes.
And some year ago I tried to find some of them because I would really like to have a little bamboo forest on the yard.
Now be careful if you find this bamboo, be careful with it because it can overtake anything.
Yeah, I noticed that it spreads.
It has rhizomes under the ground, and you can end up accidentally with a tremendous bamboo forest, and you can't kill it. It's really hard to kill once it starts.
Yeah. Whoa, I have a jungle in my backyard.
Yes. Yes, you will. You will indeed. Well, there's snow in bamboo forests. So, I mean, in China. So I imagine there is a most resilient type of bamboo out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Be careful what you wish for. You might get it. So if we go back to our former drawings, remember the foreground started here. I had the tree coming up this side, and we had the background. So good. My sun is not so obvious now. And I can even move it. Let's move the sun. Just for fun, let's move the sun. I'm going to move it over here. Whee! See, don't worry. Just don't worry. Just change your mind. You can do it. There. Ha! I'm happier with the sun there. Not dead center. It was dead center for the example. So, what do we think so far? What do you think of today's color lesson, Alpo?
I like it.
Okay. I don't really like black shadows, so you can use purple shadows, you can make brown shadows. You can make quite a wide variety of shading and shadows. The reason I don't like to use black is because it's so attractive. Black is very attractive in a painting. So that's why in my portraits and things, the only black I will use is the pupils and very carefully the nostrils of a person or an animal. Okay. If I were to introduce black here, your eye would immediately go just to the black.
Yeah.
And you want your eye moving around the page. My little crooked, camera. There we go. If I want to now, if I so choose, I can I can introduce, but you got to be careful. Like I said, if your blue goes over your yellow, you're going to end up with green. So if you want to introduce a little bit of blue, you have to do it very carefully. The pink and the blue will work together, but the yellow and the blue won't work together. I mean, they will if you want a green sky. You can save a little bit of white, you know, some rippling of the water. I can even come in with some different color shadows on the water. There's a phenomenon about the sun setting. The atmosphere has to be just right, and you can get what they call a green flash. And it is, I've only seen it twice. And it is, that's all it is a flash. But it is actually green. And it has to do with the sun and the atmosphere happening right here. A few photographers, I believe, have caught it on camera, but don't hold me to it.
Okay.
Let's see. Something can go here. You know, if somebody wants to, you can add another tree or bushes or rocks, or just leave it like that. But okay, I hope we get some comments. I hope everybody enjoyed this little demonstration. And let's review really quickly. So this is what we did today. We did our basic color wheel, our primaries, our yellow, red, blue, our secondaries are orange, violet, and green. It's all here. Our tertiary, or our third colors, you use the primary first, and then, so it's yellow, green, blue, green, etc. Okay. Neutral gray is what happens when you accidentally or on purpose mix your colors together. So some people wonder how do you get brown? The easiest way is to just get a blob of blue and yellow and red and mix it together, and you will get neutral gray. Another way to get brown is orange, which is, of course, yellow and red. Yellow and red with a touch of black will give you brown. Okay. Ooh, well, you'll post that, right, on your Instagram.
What?
So we can, yeah. So I want to see all the colors on your.
Okay.
I want to see all the colors, because we used very different colors. So I suppose I should send you a photo of this, and let's date it. Today is the 11th of February. 11 February.
I still have the other side, so I have to do it later.
Oh, well, you can. I'm going to leave you now, and then you can just keep drawing and see what you come up with. It doesn't have to be like mine. It can be completely different. You might want an oak tree. Actually, that's a really fun project we can do. But then that involves paint, and not necessarily. I suppose we could do it. How much time do we have? Well, no, I don't want to start another. This is a lot. If people can do something like this They're doing really well. They are paying attention. They are listening. And so what Alpo and I have attempted to do, people, is to take you step by step to enjoying art, enjoying drawing and painting. I hope you will be adventurous. I'm layering right now. I'm going over, let's see. Okay, look at what happens when I go over this purple with yellow. It, of course, the red gets picked up, so it goes orangey. And then this creates more of a shadow, so it actually creates more depth. And I can come in with a little bit more purple over it. These are Prismacolor pencils. They're really great for layering. And if you get a good quality set of pencils, you'll be able to layer things like this. Okay, so you can get some pretty exotic looking skies, sunsets. I'm not going to say anything is easy, because everything is easy once you know how to do it. Getting that knowledge is to me, it's the fun part. It's hard, it's frustrating, but it's the fun part. It's like, yeah, I'm getting smarter with every pencil move.
Yeah, learning is a fun part. And experimenting.
Yes. Yes. So in nature, this is actually going to be quite dark, because this is the farthest away from your light source. So it can be quite dark if you look in your photographs. If you take photo reference, I have a lot of photo reference. I enjoy photography very, very much. Not as much as I used to. Now when I travel, it's mostly in, it's like I keep it in my head, and I might take 10 photographs on a trip. And I'm going, oh, come on, you got to do better than that. The last trip we took, I went, is that all I think I did. I think I took 10 photographs. It's like,
Well, it's better than me. I've traveled a lot, but I don't have any photographs.
No photos at all, huh?
No. Because I usually just go and do stuff, and I don't stop taking photos.
Well, usually I'm taking it for followers, not just myself, but maybe a little memory that I want to share with people about what I've seen. Like the first time I got to stand next to a Vermeer in Amsterdam. That was the first time I'd seen one with my own eyes. And they're small. They were so small. I was so surprised, because I'd heard they were kind of small. But you never know the size of a painting until you're up next to it, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, you're so cute. You'd easily fit in a suitcase. Which I'm sure a lot of art thieves are thinking, yeah, you'd fit in a suitcase. Now we're gonna just get you through customs. Okay, well, I'm happy with it. This needs a little bit more work, but let's look at what this is. It's a piece of copy paper, and these are all the pencils I used today. Okay. So you don't need a ton of equipment to start drawing and start having fun. I do recommend to our audience out there, buy the best pencils that you can afford. If you can't afford much, just, maybe start with a small set of more expensive pencils, a set of 8 or 10, and then build your collection. Because when I was much younger, that's what I did. These pencils have always been expensive. Now they've evened out the price. But when I was in junior college, they were 75 cents, which was like, oh my gosh. So I needed 10 of them. It's still under $10, but bread was 25 cents. That was 3 loaves of bread. So, that's how I compare inflation. It's or how much it costs to live in a country. How much is a good loaf of bread? How much is cheap bread, and how much is a good loaf of bread? So when I was in Hawaii and I was talking about, visiting home, and I said, bread is $6 a loaf, and people went, no, like I was lying. And so I took pictures. They were horrified. I go, yeah, I wasn't lying. It's $6 a loaf. And bread here can be 5 pounds, which is $7.
Yeah, in Finland, food has gotten much more expensive than it used to.
Everywhere, I think it's like that.
Yeah.
Hawaii, everything is shipped in, right? And same with England, if you think about it. It's another island. I'm living on another island. Okay. Alpo, thank you for your time and your generosity and your sharing of your space. I'm going to say bye-bye to everybody. And in Hawaii, we say aloha.
Yeah, thank you and aloha.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. Okei. En mä tiedä, kai tohon olisi ehkä jonkun puukin voinut vielä tehdä. Mutta semmoista väreillä leikkimistä. Jatketaan huomenna vielä väreillä ja ei kai siinä sen kummempaa. Oikein ihanaa päivää kaikille ja iloa päivää. Moi moi!